So far, two of them are working.
Yep.
And you know what's funny is
And
like
go to the third one.
I noticed that we don't really get any YouTube people watching or whatever, but like YouTube always like saves like the whole stream with even like with the songs that
Mhm.
we listen to and stuff. They don't get muted.
Oh,
And I just want to keep it on YouTube just so I can have those like downloads and like save
yeah,
those.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yo,
Archive it.
facts. The fact that they didn't mute anything is beautiful
Yeah,
because
yeah. For sure.
I've
every
heard they're
live,
kind of bad about that, like
They usually
anything
are.
with any song in it.
oh my God, yo,
Yeah. I was getting some mad like updates like saying like, "Hey, you can't do this. Like quit it," you know. And
I
so
had to, I had to delete like three songs off of like this live DJ thing I did because YouTube was like, you can't play that. I'm like,
yeah.
it's a song.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
not getting paid for it. I already said I'm not. Like, I'm not getting monetized for this.
Yeah.
So, all right, what is y'all issue? Okay.
Yeah, they seem pretty high strung about it. I know people who have done like song analysis or breaking down certain songs and stuff, and like
Yeah.
how quickly they will get flagged and taken down and stuff is wild.
It's such a bummer too, you know. It's just
I
like
know, it's like we just want to talk about music.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's weird because it's like, for a fact, like, it's a bunch of like DJs and like people who just song analysts, and then it's just a whole bunch of stuff. And it's like, yo, for a fact they're not trying to make money off of
Yeah,
the artist. So it's like, just let them slide. Like,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially during quarantine, like you knew for a fact everyone was going to be inside trying to find some form of entertainment.
yeah. Just something to do, even.
Yeah, like let them slide.
Yeah.
Let us slide
Yeah.
for the pandemic, please.
All right. Well, man, Connor, so thanks for being on the show, dude. So like what obviously you're a musician and you're in like a few bands it sounds like and you live in
Yeah,
Hamtramck.
yeah.
What are all the projects you're a part of right now?
So I have my own group called Kind Johnson and Quick Draw, and we play around town quite a bit. We're working on our first LP, but we have an EP up on Spotify or everywhere that's
Ooh,
streaming stuff.
sweet.
I play drums in a band called Frontier Ruckus. I
Yeah.
also
Oh,
play
cool.
drums. Oh, do you know them?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I
Yeah,
just
I
didn't know that was
played.
you. That's sweet.
I played. Yeah, I just actually did a session with them. They have a record they're getting ready to put out, and I play drums on that. And then I play drums in another band called Prude Boys,
Yeah.
which are another like Detroit sort of garagey pop, like I don't know, good rock and roll. And I tour with them as well. I
Cool.
play guitar in a band called the Craig Brown Band,
I didn't know
which
you
is a
play. I
third.
didn't know you played in all of these bands. Like what?
Yeah,
Weird.
I
That's so
lurk in the
funny, dude.
shadows, if you will. I lurk in the shadows of the
Yeah.
stage. So I play with Craig Brown, and I think that's it right now. I think that was like as full as my docket was when everything shut down.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's so dope. I love all three of those bands and I'm
Oh,
excited to
awesome!
yeah, I'm excited to like listen to your music and stuff too. That's great.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, what are like all the instruments and stuff that you play? You kind of named it through like the bands and
Yeah,
stuff, but
so I started on guitar when I was really younger. Um, I started taking bass gigs in like my early 20s because I noticed it could just get me in a lot of bands if I just got my
yeah.
hands on a bass rig and said I played bass. I
Yeah.
figured I could kind of figure it out. And then actually, when I first started with Frontier Ruckus, I was playing bass. I'd always sort of been around drums, but I got really tight with the drummer who was on that tour, Al McQuiston, and he was like, "Hey man, if you're really into this is the dude I learned from, a guy named Tom Starr who lives out in like Novi, who played with like a bunch of people back in the heyday of like club gigging."
Mhm.
And I just got like really into drumming sort of out of nowhere. I started taking lessons and just fell really hard into it. So I started on drums then. and then continued guitar throughout the whole. So pretty much those three. I can sort of like fake playing keys, you know what I mean? I
Cool.
would never
Yeah.
like take a key gig, but I can do enough to like play on my own stuff or whatever.
Yeah, I know how that goes. It's
No.
like I can,
Yeah.
play some block chords and a few melodies
Yeah,
and stuff, but I don't want to play
exactly.
keys in like a band or anything.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can fill the tracks out if I'm like, if you're making something.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, definitely.
What made you stray away from drums and go into guitar? Cause you went from
No, I
drums.
started on guitar.
Oh, okay. What made
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh, my fault.
Want to go to drums.
Yeah,
It was
what made you
honestly
go to
just
drums?
playing in rhythm sections with like really good drummers, and like I feel like anytime you learn what someone else sees in a band, or you learn the way that they approach a song or whatever from each position, it can only help, you know what I mean? So it
Yeah,
started as a lark, and then I got really into it.
yeah. I just want to make sure this audio works. Okay, cool. I'm all good.
Yep. We
All
live.
right, yeah. Just want to make sure people can hear us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's great. And I don't know, I love like versatile musicians that like play in a bunch of different rock bands in Detroit. Like I feel like that's such a thing, and
I feel like it's kind
Yeah.
of a Detroit thing too, because
It is.
there's not like that many people in all the bands. It's really like the same
Yeah.
rotating cast of people.
yeah.
And like most of the times they're the only people at the shows too. So it's just this same cast. So I think it just helps to be versatile. If you want a lot of gigs
right.
and you can learn an extra instrument, then it's like you can play with more people, and that's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
what it's all about.
Plus,
Definitely.
Detroit is so like small if you think about it. So
Yeah.
It
nine
is.
times out of 10, you're going to
Yeah.
play with somebody. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's great. What like
That's
city are you?
Shannon, when I first saw your Instagram, I started looking through it, and I was like, we've definitely ran into each other at some point, because this is a list of like 100 people that we both know.
I know. Like when I saw your thing, I was like, dude, how do I not like know this guy personally? That's just like that's
Yeah,
pretty
exactly.
rare, especially when you find out that you've played in all three of these bands and like all the same. Like, how do we not know each other? It's so strange,
Yeah. Exactly.
But now we do. This is meant to be.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What city are you from
Beautiful.
originally?
So I'm from a real small town called Hubbard Lake. It's like 4 hours north of Detroit.
Okay.
And it's like a lot of sort of farm country.
I'm from the
and
same kind
stuff.
of place, so
Yeah, where are you from?
a little place called Morley, Michigan, about 3 hours out of Detroit, and
Oh,
it's like
okay. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
kind of like by Big Rapids area. So
Oh, okay. Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. It's you know what I mean? I think for a lot of people it's like the closest available city, and so you know,
Yeah.
you come in and you're like, this has a city feel. I'm into it. Everything
Right.
feels right.
What made you
I don't
like
know.
come down here?
Well, I actually went to Ann Arbor first,
Oh,
and I
cool.
was going to school there, and then I sort of got like kind of priced out of the rent, I guess is the way to say it. Like it's gotten really
Yeah.
expensive, I think, to live in Ann Arbor now. And so I had a couple of friends, actually it was Quentin and Caroline from Prude Boys. They moved to Hamtramck, and it just seemed like the dream. So I
Yeah.
was up for it, early 20s, and I moved here.
That's great.
I don't know. I fell head over heels for Hamtramck for sure.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Hamtramck's cool, and like yeah, Ann Arbor is expensive as fuck. Like, did you?
It is, right?
Yeah, did you go to like U of M or something?
Yeah, I did.
Cool.
I went to U of M. I studied English and Lit.
Sweet.
And I sort of just came to hate like most academics when I was there.
I know, that's what
and-
happens, dude.
Yeah, and
Yep.
the whole time I was working in kitchens, I was working at restaurants, and I kind of thought like, I don't hate that, and it allows me to play music. So that was that was all I needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Uh,
I've been there.
So
I know what
yeah,
you're saying.
now I still cook. I cook at UFO Factory. I
Cool.
make the hot dogs, and yeah, I play in bands.
Yeah, hot dogs and bands, dude.
Living-
That's what's up.
living the dream.
That's the dream.
You know,
Yeah.
some kind of dream.
Hell
Hey,
yeah.
I play hot dogs and I play in bands. So.
Yeah, you know.
That's good. That's great. I used to live in Ipsy, and like, man, Ipsy was a lot cooler than like living in Ann
Yeah,
Arbor. I mean, I never lived in Ann Arbor, but like I
for sure. I was always in Ipsy, so I had a fake ID. I used to sneak into the elbow room,
yeah.
which wasn't very hard to sneak into. And then as soon as I was like turning 21, right around that age, it was Woodruff's was the club. I
I
played
miss
Woodruff's, which is
Woodruff's. I
yeah,
miss it, dude.
that was the club I sort of cut my teeth in playing shows.
Yeah, I
Mm.
miss that place. I miss it a lot.
Hmm.
It was fun.
Yeah,
Good times there.
yeah.
Good
Mitten
times.
Fest, you know,
I
was
love
I
Minden
think
Fest too.
yeah, they still have it. I played
Yeah.
it like 2 or 3 years ago with Ruckus, and it was cool, but it was in a different location. But like back in the days when it was just dirty at the elbow room sort of
Yeah.
vibes, you know, those are
Yeah.
the good old days.
Yeah, that's great. Well, man, it's cool. It's cool to know you and meet you now. This is awesome.
You as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's dope. I
So,
already met you, so
Mhm.
it's nice to meet you.
shout, shout out JR for this marvelous introduction here. What kind of music are you into? Like, cause obviously you're playing Detroit rock and roll.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff do
It's a
you like?
pretty, I think it's a pretty wide scope. I think most musicians or anybody who's like really in music, I think it's usually a pretty wide scope, you know. I
Yeah,
think genres are sort of like designed for people who aren't really in the music world, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know, I mean like early Buck Owens records are sweet. I really like a lot of Dylan stuff, but like the Aretha Now record is a huge record for me too.
cool.
Um, like you know, a record I've been really spinning a lot lately is Sam Cooke live at Harlem
Oh, cool.
up in Harlem, and that one is like sweet. I listened to the Copa record forever, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty sweet. But the live at Harlem one is like really
Dope.
ripping.
Yeah,
Dope.
Um,
Dope.
a lot of Neil Young stuff, a lot of the old country guard. I'm trying to think of like a lot of newer people would be like Carrie Ann Hurst, who plays in Shovels and Rope, is one of my favorite songwriters right now,
cool.
probably.
Mm.
Sweet. So you kind of like that, I think kind of got some like Americana slash rock
Oh
and
yeah,
roll kind of
absolutely.
vibes.
Yeah,
Like that's like what you're into a lot.
yeah. I think it started like living up north when I was still in high school and stuff. I didn't have access to a lot of other people who played music.
Hmm.
So it was kind of important to find a kind of music I could play by myself or like at least
Yeah,
try to grow by myself, you know?
yeah,
And so like anything off the acoustic guitar, you know, which led me to a lot of folk music, but that'll immediately send you sort of a path down Americana, Piedmont blues, Mississippi blues, you
right.
know what I mean? Weird Oklahoma Dust Bowl songs. Like,
Hmm.
there's just so much there.
Yeah, yeah, that's great.
I think that is sort of the seed of it, though, in my mind, is like that kind of music, you know?
Oh, definitely. And I have a place for that stuff in my heart, as well. I
Mhm.
I understand that. So, that's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's great. And as far as like, you playing like guitar and stuff,
Mhm.
like what are some of your like bigger like guitar inspirations?
Mississippi John Hurt, for sure.
Cool.
Um, all that Piedmont finger picking stuff is like, I think if it had to be like a desert island style guitar, like if someone was like, you can only play these kind of songs for the rest of your life, it would be like Piedmont finger picking blues sort of stuff. But I really like country Telecaster stuff too. Don Rich, who played with Buck Owens, um, Roy Nichols, who played with Merle Haggard on the earlier stuff, Chet Atkins, a lot of that sort of country picking is cool
Yeah.
too.
That's cool.
But there's a lot of like, I don't know. There's a lot of just kind of rippers that I like as well. So yeah, I don't know. It's so many different places, you know what I mean? And especially like the older you get, you know what I mean? We're all getting older, and the older you get, it only keeps opening more and more. And I feel like you just keep dropping those like bullshit things where you're like, I don't listen to that, or I don't listen to this, or that's not cool, or any, and it's just all open. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel like the inspiration can come from anywhere.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was
We do
just
that too much.
I was just to like I was about to ask you like like taking all these like genres and stuff that you've been talking about and all of these people, is there any like style of music that doesn't fit at all into these like genres that you like listen to, that you like are into or like inspired by?
I don't know. That's a really good sort of like thought experiment. I always thought that sort of like noise was outside of my realm. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
But then you hear people like Justin Vernon put some weird noise on a Bon Iver record, or like I
Yeah.
think Wilco does it really well, especially like Yankee Hotel Foxtrot, where there's just all sorts of oscillating synthesizers and weird stuff happening.
Yeah.
So even the ones I think that I always thought were like on the periphery, or like at least outside of my scope, I've heard done well.
Yeah.
So I don't really think, yeah, I don't really think there's like I don't think there's anything I wouldn't at least listen to the idea of. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool. I always like asking that because, like, once in a while, like, I mean, I'm really into like soul and like neo soul and all that stuff. But
Mm.
then, like,
Mm-hmm.
once in a while, I just want to listen to some like house shit, which sometimes is like falls into that in some way or another. But like, I just want to
Yeah.
dance, and just
Yep.
Mm,
yeah. So it's yeah. I feel like
I get that.
yeah,
I'm the same way. Like I love house, but I don't really like dubstep. But
right.
I know at some point those will cross as me going through the house little
Yeah,
abyss, and some of those is nice. I mean, so,
yeah,
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think anything's out of the question. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
all just it's different ingredients. You know what I mean? And when you see someone use it in a really original way, or in like a way that you're like, you know what? I usually hate that thing, and here it makes sense. I think that's cool.
yeah,
Shout out to shout out to Sam in the chat.
yeah. Sam just
He just
said
went down a. Go ahead.
oh, yeah. He said he
Go
loves the
ahead.
piece about the inspiration coming from all over. He just went down a Megadeth rabbit hole today. If you guys
Oh,
know
okay.
Sam Morikwas,
I already know.
Megadeth doesn't seem like it might be in Sam's realm, but he went down that rabbit hole, and that's sick. Hell
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
you,
Sam.
you know what I think it is though. I think it's more or less like it's not up front what you would generally go to. Like we all have music that we just go to every day, like neo soul. I listen to it every day, but
Yeah,
somehow what I listen to will bring me to something that I'm not may not play up front, but it's still in my repertoire.
right.
Like he might not. I know him. He won't play Megadeth up front, but he'll definitely get there.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's just like the noise. Like you
yeah,
won't fit, but how some noise record will end up around you, and you'll be like, for sure.
right.
Yeah.
So,
And also, it's like conversations like these where it might not be something you put it in your set, but it's like something you have to be aware of and that you want to know about. And you know what I mean? You want to understand at some level.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah, for sure.
definitely the format.
Definitely. So, do you have? So you said that you had a like an a EP that you have out,
Yeah,
and you're
Quick
working
Draw is an EP up called the Buffalo Demos on Spotify.
on like the LP. Then is the next step.
Yeah,
Okay, sweet.
so I mean, so we did it sort of in a bubble up north. We all got tested for dudes in the band, and then we all just sort of went up to my buddy has a little cabin in Asanique,
Cool.
and we tracked it all ourselves. We got somebody mixing it. I'm finishing up the key parts here now with that MIDI keyboard I was talking to you about, and then
Yeah.
my buddy Pete's gonna play pedal steel on it, and
Ooh.
at that point it's in the can. It's getting mixed,
Dude, I want nothing more than that experience and just like, yeah, let's just go up to the cabin, dude, and fucking record an
You know,
album.
it was a hilarious. It was funny, like sort of loading the van to go up because it was none of us have enough gear to pull this off, but between the four of us, we had enough gear. So
Yeah.
it's very much like coming up with cross-reference lists of like, hey, do you have that mic, like that AKG mic? Can you bring that one? And
Yeah.
like, I have the interface, and like, I bought a new computer for it, but there was just so many different components sort of coming together on it. You know what I mean?
I love
Yeah.
that.
But I
I
think
love it.
with a lot of collab efforts. Like somebody has the thing that you don't need, and you probably have something that somebody else needs, and you
Mm.
bring it together.
Yeah, man, that's the best. That's so fun.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's
always
hilarious.
that just sounds fun to me. That sounds like a
It
great
was,
time.
and it
Yeah,
was really nice. I think when you're working on something like that, it's nice to get away from all the stuff that and all the distractions that and everything in your day to
right,
day.
right.
Yeah, that's true. We were just talking about breaking out of comfort zones and stepping away, which I've been trying to do from a lot of stuff to like get there creatively. So I feel that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. That's sweet.
It's not always easy though, right?
Yeah,
No,
no.
yo, it's never easy because it's so easy to fit back into your pocket like just
Yeah,
like that because it's so like it's muscle memory. So it's like,
yeah.
oh yeah, I'm gonna go do this because that's what I'm used to doing. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But once you get there, it's like it's always that moment where you're like, oh, I should have been doing this the whole time, and then
Yeah.
you wonder why you never did
yeah.
it.
And oh, somebody in the chat said, "What album are we reviewing?" And let's just talk about that for a second because I know that you told us what
Sweet.
album.
Yeah,
Um,
so I wasn't sure. It doesn't have to be like a contemporary record, right?
No, it could be
Yeah,
whatever
so
you like.
one that's been playing on our turntable a lot lately that I was looking to do is "In the Right Place" by Dr. John,
cool.
which I think was like 1973, I want to say, or something.
Cool.
Nice.
But it's a
And
good one. It's got a lot on it, and the Meters are the band. If you don't know the band, the Meters, check them out. Sissy Strut. You should like the Meters are a sweet rhythm section, and then a lot of the arrangements are Alan Toussaint, also like a legendary New Orleans cat.
cool.
This record just, I think it's pretty. I think it grooves.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
I'm all
Sean
for
Neal says, "Oh hell yes." I'm assuming he
Oh,
means.
nice. Okay.
I'm all
Sweet.
for groove, so let's go. Hey yo, side note, I was at work when you sent that, and I thought you were calling me Dr. John, and I was
Just to let you know, Dr. John.
It
I was
might
like,
be a new nickname. I don't know.
yo, facts. I was like,
Oh man, I can't wait to listen to this.
me
And
neither.
also, before we get into listening to the album, we're gonna ask or like listening parts of the album. We're gonna listen to snippets just because of the
For
copyright
sure.
crap.
Yeah.
Um, what are some like things that you look for when you're like listening to music, which new or old? What are some things like that you're like looking for when you listen to new music?
I
What
mean,
draws your
I think
attention?
Yeah, I think first pass, I'm not really listening for anything. I'm just catching whatever's popping. You know what I mean? Like whatever's coming out. But going back over it, sort of arrangement, song structure. Um, I'm I'm a big fan of good drums, so I usually go at the drums, not super analytically, but like I want to feel where that groove is.
Yeah.
Obviously, then how the bass ties in with the drums. So like listening to the kick drum pattern and seeing what the bass player's doing if they're grooving that pocket, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and then any melody and harmony going along with it, I guess. Interesting harmonies always catch my ears too.
Awesome. Cool.
Nice.
All right.
But on this record, it's pretty much all groove. Like
Yeah.
their pocket is ridiculous, and it always like there's not a whole lot of thinking with this record. It's just sort of experiencing it. I
Yo,
think.
I love
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, man.
I like it
You
when
already know.
people like answer this question like very like specifically too.
Yo, I was about to say
Yeah.
that. Like,
I
there's
like
nothing
that.
wrong with the answer we usually get. I didn't mean to cut you off, Shannon, but
Oh yeah.
there's nothing wrong with the answer we usually get when they're like, people being authentic. That's of course, but I
Right.
love hearing specifics. Like, I look for grooves, or I look for the rhythm, or I look for
Yeah. Yeah.
bounce, or I look for drums. Like, yo, because that's what you like. That's what
Yeah.
grabs you.
Yeah. That's awesome. Sean said, I just re-binged Trem, inspired me to brush up on my New Orleans beats. And then
Oh, Treme.
Treme? Yeah, what is Treme?
Is it TREME?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So Treme is a show, and it's Treme is actually like a neighborhood award of New Orleans
Okay.
that got hit pretty hard during Katrina, but it's also one of the most like sort of culturally rich areas of New Orleans. And the show sort of it's made by the dude who makes The Wire or made The Wire.
Okay.
So it's very like researched and very sort of about the people in the town. But it's sweet. There's a lot of good like sort of like jazz musicians on it who talk a lot of good shit.
Dude, that
it's
sounds
entertaining.
sick. It's a show on. I'm like
Yeah,
looking it
it's
up
on
now.
HBO.
Oh man, that sounds like right up my
Oh,
alley.
man.
That
I'm gonna
sounds
check it
great.
out.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's sweet. Ariana Casada in the chat said, I'm always listening for unique drum sounds like those weird percussion instruments you forgot about from middle school. Hell yeah. Dude, I totally get that, Ariana. Like, I studied music therapy at Eastern Michigan, and, dude, I use so many fucking, like, weird-ass percussion instruments throughout my entire undergrad, and it was just like, I've never heard of any of these before, but now I'm using them like every day. Yeah.
What's the weirdest one you use?
And they had so many weird names. So like I don't know, like
Off top.
I mean, I want to say like the weirdest one, but like I don't know if it's that weird, there like even like a kabasa, like I never used something like that before, or like a like the I don't know, like rain sticks are weird,
Mm-hmm.
it's funny.
Did you ever get to use the one that's like, it's like a wire that's a V and it's like a ball and then a wood block and you hit it and it goes like brrr.
Yeah, I don't know what
Yeah.
that's called. I have no idea,
Yeah,
but
me neither.
I've used that before. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
that one's sweet.
That is different.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are some like songs from this album that you'd like us to listen to?
We should probably hit the title track right off the top.
So,
Just since it was like the biggest single off the record, I think it charted top 10 somewhere, so
cool.
probably a good starting place.
Okay.
Right place, wrong time. Is that?
Yeah.
All right. Let's check it out. I'm already into it.
Yeah. Ooh.
I've been in the right place, but it must have been the wrong time. I done said the right thing, but it must have used the wrong line. I've been on the right trail, but I must have used the wrong car. Head is in a bad place, and I wonder what it's good for. I've been in the right place, but it must have been the wrong time. My head is in a bad place, but I'm having such a good time. I've been running, trying to get hung up in my mind. Just got to give myself a good talking to this time. Just need a little brain salad surgery. I got to cure my insecurity. That I've been in the wrong place, but it must have been the right time. I've been in the right place, but it must have been the wrong song. I've been in the right vein, but it seems like a wrong on. That I've been in the right world, but it seems like the wrong.
Yeah.
Slipping, dodging, sneaking, peeping, hiding out down the street. See my life shaking with every who I meet. Refried confusion is making itself clear. Wonder which way I go to get on out of here. Cause I've been in the right place, but it must have been the wrong time. And I done said the right thing, but I must have used the wrong line. I took the right road, but I must have took a wrong train. I took a right move, but I made it at the wrong time. I went in the right trip, but I made it in the wrong call. My head is in a good place, and I wonder what that
I mean, come on, right?
Jeez, I had to listen to the whole thing. I didn't even care about the copyright shit, dog.
Oh man,
That was
that
sick.
grooves so hard.
Yeah. Oh
Mhm.
man, that was. That
So
was
that's
so
the
sick.
Meters, that band. They're all like New Orleans cats who like it's that syncopation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That cha cha cha.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
Oh, so good. Yeah, that's great. And I love like those keyboard sounds. Like, here,
Oh,
let's see if
yeah.
I can.
thing, but it must have.
Hold on.
I love everything that sounds like funk.
This.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Sounds
it's
sick.
got that funk to it, and
Yeah.
man,
So that's the thing is like Dr. John is an awesome keys player, right? But
Yeah.
on this record, Alan Toussaint plays almost all the keys.
Weird.
And I think it's just because like he's a New Orleans OG. There's probably some respect there that Dr.
Yeah.
John
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
if he's in the room, I'm not playing the keys. He's playing the keys. You know what I mean?
Hands off.
Mhm.
And
You're-
he really
yeah.
lays down some nice parts, though. You know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Ariana said it's called Verbislap. I'm
I was about
thinking.
to say that.
Yeah, and
Nice.
then
Yo,
Sean said, yeah, that's the one. Ariana said, that harmony, and put a heart. And then Sean said, I love how he mispronounces words like turn. Yeah. Yeah. I wish I could do an impression of it, but I can't do that. And then Sean said, Jack White does that as an homage. Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Oh,
homage.
Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, Dr. John, he's like the perfect weirdo. You know.
Yeah.
His voice, I feel like, really embodies how weird of
Yeah.
a dude he was.
Yeah, for sure. This is so sick, dude.
You can tell he was fresh out the '70s too with
Dude,
that voice.
I
Like
love-
back
yeah.
in the day.
I
You should play.
love
You should
this.
play a bit of Qualified if you can.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna also
course we
show
can.
people this album artwork because this is sick too.
Oh yeah, I actually have it. So I was sitting.
Oh, vinyls.
Yeah, this is the big wax
Super.
slab, and the inside, man.
Trippy.
I don't know
Oh,
what
cool,
these
cool.
dudes were.
Oh,
Trippy.
sick. Yeah.
Look at that.
Man,
Awesome.
listen, those
Beautiful.
album covers back in the day, yo, were
Yeah, you have it right here. I
Why?
didn't even, yeah, that's
Yeah,
beautiful.
man. It's sweet. It's what you want. It's all weird and colorful. You know, there's two lions here drinking water and throwing up or something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Just weird stuff. It's
See-
like 60s Dayglow Dolly or something.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good way to put it.
This next song, Qualified, you said? Is that the one you want?
Yeah, you should play Qualified. It's pretty sweet.
All right,
Let's do it.
cool.
Mm.
Look at you. Check it out. Look at you. Look at you. You say ain't no hipper than my folk child. Your Cadillac ain't believe in my heart, the best DJ is experience. I won't tell you now. You know that I'm qualified. You may find me in a private slum. Be hanging out with all the skid row bums. I may be sick and I may seem dumb. That don't mean you know where I'm coming from. Yeah, look out here. Just make a little room.
And do like a little fade out there, you know.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my
Jeez,
god.
man. Oh,
The fact
goodness.
that, like, you know, the snare and the fucking tambourine at the beginning weren't like lining up together, you know.
Yeah.
It was like the tambourine was
yeah.
on like the 2 and the 4, and like the snare was like on the off beat. It's just
Yeah,
like,
it just comes out on the back end of the measure. It's so nice.
so good, and it just makes it
Yeah.
like a weird that once it gets towards the middle of a song, it's just like a weird fucking like cycle that happens with the
Absolutely,
with the rhythm. It
absolutely.
sounds so fucking cool.
Yeah, that drummer Zigaboo Modaliste is like, I mean, he's a bad dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think a lot of it comes from playing those second line marches. Like
Yeah.
that dude came up on learning cadences on a snare and being able to march in a band, you know, and then you bring that. And it's New Orleans marches, so it's not like march music. It's
Right,
like
right.
syncopated, you know, second line, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you bring that in, and those ideas are going to be more creative than your average drummer's backbeat is going to be.
Yeah, man, that was so good. So good.
Yeah.
It sounds
That was dope.
fucking great.
I just love
And
those
some of the
beats.
lines are just so funny when he's like, what's he say? Your shark skin ain't no better than my Levi's, Jim. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
it's just classic, like, it sounds like Dr. John on the corner just talking shit to somebody.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Just, like, just shooting it, you know?
Yeah, man, so good,
Yeah.
amazing.
We-
Is there
I
any
love
other songs on this that you
Yeah,
want
what
us
we
to check
got?
out?
Yeah. Oh, you should go to, we'll go a little later in the record, but Shoot Fly Marches On is a sweet one.
Cool.
And it's got a lot of good, like, meter spiel in it.
Ooh, cool. You want to do that one next, or is there another?
We could do one in between. How many are we trying to do here? How many songs we trying to go
We'll
over?
do like 4. We can do
Yeah.
like 4.
Four?
Four,
Okay.
four is a good number.
Go ahead and do Peace Brother Peace then,
Okay, cool.
because that one's sweet too.
Let's. Oh, hold on just a second.
Play that piece, brother.
Brother P, the doctor's coming. Oh, please, Brother P, the doctor's coming. Everybody, all y'all out there bringing peace all over this world. Peace, Brother P. Now the doctor's coming. Oh, peace, Brother P. Lord, the doctor's coming. Everybody, all y'all out there, I'm bringing peace all over this world. Everywhere I see this world in a sick condition. And what the world needs now is a healing physician. Got to put a stop to all your war, hate, and greed. 'Cause peace and love is something everybody needs. Yes, it is. But damn, peace, brother, peace. Peace, brother, peace. trying to be a nice fella. Ain't no astrologer, trying to be a philosopher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one, it's like that lick that everybody's
Ugh.
sort of clicking on in the back. That
Yeah.
right? Like just grooving behind. It's so tight.
Yeah.
It's so tight.
I love how that riff like comes out of that, like, those syncopated horn hits too. It's like
absolutely.
so good. So good.
I think that one just shows how tight the meters were as a rhythm section. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was just actually reading about it today, and I didn't realize they were like the house band on Alan Toussaint's label called Sansu Enterprises. And I think it shows, like, this record shows, they got a lot of experience just holding the pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also, like, they know how to read Alan's arrangements perfectly, and the whole thing just sort of clicks here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was beautiful. Yeah.
I love it.
Man, this is such a good album. I'm gonna listen to the whole thing later. Yay.
Oh,
Yo,
yeah. You got
I already
to spend some time with it.
I already got the incense lit. It's going down.
It's funny because, like, it's like I know, like, Dr. John, but I just never dived into anything. You know what I mean? So I'm excited
absolutely.
to. This is
Well, that
why I
was
did
my
this
thing.
show.
He has a song on this record called "Such a Night" that's on the band's Last Waltz, right?
Mhm.
And that was like as much as I knew about Dr. John forever.
Yeah.
Until I got my hands on this record, and I don't know, it's crazy stuff. It's just crazy stuff. He's got that New Orleans feel down, and then you put him with a band like this, and it's pretty unstoppable.
Yeah. Where is he from? Yeah. Okay. He's just from New Orleans originally.
Yeah, that dude
Okay.
came up like in his teens. He was playing the clubs. By late teens, he was arranging in studios. They say he was like a fully formed guitar player when he was like 15.
That's amazing.
Shit.
That's so cool.
It's insane, you know?
Yeah. That's so sweet. Hey, I'll be back in just a second. I'm going to leave you guys chatting. It'll take me like 5 seconds. I just have to check on something upstairs. But we'll listen to that Shoe Fly Marches On, right? That's
Yeah,
the
let's
next
do
one?
it.
All right, cool. I'll be back in just a sec.
Michelle! No, I'm yelling like I'm in the house with you. Oh, man. No, I love the record, though, man. That's dope.
It's a good one, right?
Yeah.
The feel
Yeah.
on it's incredible, man. It's got some good grooves.
It's the funk. It's like, for some reason,
Yeah.
I haven't dove fully into my funk bag.
Yeah.
I know for a fact, like,
This is 73, man. We're in the meat of it right
I know, like, I know for a fact my dad would be not proud of me for not diving into it deep. But
here.
it's
You
one of
listen to
those-
the meters much?
I don't. See,
Now you should check them out.
I know, and my family's from New Orleans, so.
Oh, shit, man. You got no excuse then. Dude.
I know, man. No, it's one of those things where you grow up, that's all they talk about is that, so you just are like,
Yeah.
like, all right, that's all y'all talk about. I'm going to listen to something else. But, man,
Oh,
I
for
just
sure.
need to dive into it. New Orleans, I mean,
Yeah.
I love funk. What made you choose this record, though? I don't think we asked.
I don't know, man. It's just one that always, it's like, it's that record I can always put on. You know what I mean? Like, I'll look through the shelves and sort of, I'm not in the mood for this, I'm not in the mood for that or whatever. And this one is always, it's always right on the money, you know? So that plus, I feel like it's a good sort of like up-feeling record, you know what I mean? Which, I don't know. I don't have a whole lot going on right now, so if we're going to talk about some music, I'd rather talk about some good upbeat
Facts.
music. Yeah,
I feel that right now. Let's talk about all the good music.
yeah, that's it.
Great feeling music. No, but we need stuff like that. Like, for me, it's Stevie Wonder whenever I
Oh, there you go.
feel like I need a musical recharging.
Yeah.
Like, I put on Stevie Wonder and just let him take me away, and then I can be refreshed and dive right back into music. Yeah, I need that.
Dude, for me like that, I mean, I think Kate and I both, it's like early Aretha.
Yeah.
It's just, it's like an energizing thing. You know what I mean? Early Aretha and like early staple singers. And
Oh,
either
my
two of
God.
those-
The Staple Sisters.
Yeah, it just,
my
you know, it recharges whatever the battery is. I don't know what the battery is. Whatever it is, it recharges it.
Man, I love the Staple Sisters.
Yeah.
Seriously. Woo. Motown.
Shout out Motown.
Motown-esque music.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Man,
You back?
thanks for showing us this fucking album, dude. This is
I'm happy to preach the good word of Dr. John here.
yeah, this is great.
You know, it's only, what is it, like 50 years after the fact now, so.
Yeah. I'm glad I could experience it, you know.
Sometimes you gotta preach the word that late, you know?
That's right, you know.
He died in 2019.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow. So wasn't that like long ago when he passed away?
that's
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. But I guess he didn't have to like quarantine or anything, so I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, Ariana just asked, how long is this live stream? We're gonna try and go maybe to like 10-ish, maybe a little past 10 if we got to. Oh, she said that I don't know how to pronounce this. Aligua is a song on a different album, but it's one of her favorite Dr. John songs, and it pulls less from
Nice.
funk and more from the bayou. That's what she says.
Oh, really?
And then Sean says for sure on the second line, I think he was in Hot 8. I don't know. And then
Oh, he must have been talking about Zigaboo.
okay, gotcha.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did not catch up on that. Sorry, guys, for not catching up on that chat there, but yeah. All right. Do you guys want to listen to Shoe Fly Marches On?
Of
Let's
course.
do it.
Cool. I'm gonna start that over. There we go.
Super heavy second line feel there.
Hanging out here in the middle of nowhere. I know a place to go and I got nothing to do. Standing on the corner, a bottle in my hand. There's a whooping and a howling for the ice cream man. Hanging out on the corner, a doll in my hand. Just stuffing and a raisin sandwich. Oh, what a band. Don't you know that you fly? You fly, you got the motion on. Good motion on. You fly. You fly, you got the motion on. Got the motion on. Got me cute, a beeping, baby. I ain't never seen a thing. You got me cute, stealing, baby. I ain't never raised my hand. Where's that? You notice you fly. You fly, you got the mountain on. Got the mountain on. Good as you fly. You fly. Got the mountain on. Got the mountain on. Got the mountain on. Been rapping strong till the break of dawn. Rapping long till the turn you on. Listen at me close, might rap till I'm home. With my feet to walk, with my tongue to talk. Big tired of running around. I guess settle down, I get down, sit down. Both feet in the ground, you know that you fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that had to be
Oh,
on
man.
our show.
Yeah.
Yo, I would love to
So good.
join in the second line too. Just go ham down the street.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to check out Treme. They got a lot of second line going on there.
Okay.
I want to
Playing
check.
a lot
Yeah.
of funerals, man.
I want to check out show. Yeah. That
Yeah,
sounds
it's
good.
awesome.
That's sweet. Man, thanks for being on the show, dude, and showing us
Thank
this
you so
album.
much
Yeah.
for having me. Like I said, I
Yeah.
mean, it's now more than ever, but like I'm always down to talk about some music, and it's
Hell
awesome to
yeah.
get together with some people and just
Yeah.
go over a good record, right?
Yeah, for sure. I love listening to music.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You know, it's weird that I never dove into this. You know, it's like one of those things where it's like, man, I wish I would have done that.
Everybody's
before,
got those
you know?
blind spots, though. I mean, you only
Yeah.
got so much you can pick up along the way. Sometimes
Yeah.
it takes someone being
Yeah.
like, "What about this thing?" and then you go back and check it out, and it opens up a whole nother.
Right.
Yeah.
Glad we started
But-
this show, JR.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's how
I'm
music
glad
is,
you two
though.
did as well.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah. This is great. Well, also I wanted to ask you one more question about like your projects and stuff that you were a part of and all that. Were like all these bands that you're in and stuff, how many albums have you like played on like on the actual like records and stuff? Like of all the band, I know it's like a big question it might be, but
well, yeah, it's like what's been released. I would say ballpark 10.
Okay,
records
cool.
out
Yeah,
there. Yeah, ballpark wise.
for sure. Do you want
I actually just had a friend who like, and this is how sort of abstract it becomes. I played, I think, drums on his record or something in like 2019, 2020, and he just released some tracks off of it or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's sort of starting to come back like, oh yeah, I guess it's hard to remember how long you've done something for a while. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
ballpark 10 sounds right. Something like that.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want to like drop your project in real quick and then talk
Yeah,
about that
sure.
one more time before we end here and talk about the new stuff coming out and also
Yeah, so my band is called Connor Dotson and Quick Draw. You can find us on Spotify or Bandcamp or a lot of streaming platforms. We got one EP out. It's like 5 songs, and it was sort of like the songs we were playing live, so it was more of a booking thing.
cool.
But we're capping our first LP right now, and that should be coming out sometime around the summer. So all the updates for that will be on our Instagram, which I think was linked here. But CD Quick Draw, Connor Dotson and Quick Draw.
Cool. And is there any songs on that EP that you'd want us to hear on the stream right now?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm trying to think what's on there. You could play Road to Nowhere.
Road to Nowhere.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that's a song about like how Hamtramck's kind of a small town.
Oh, cool. Sweet. All right,
A
here
small town.
is Road to Nowhere off the Buffalo Demos EP
That's right.
and by Connor Dotson and the Quick Draw. Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. And I keep doing the wrong things here. Almost there, guys. Okay.
Yeah.
There. Let's try this one more time. Okay.
It was just 2 kids on the road to nowhere, riding in the back of some pickup truck, and smiling sweetly,
Not as funky as Dr. John, but.
But production sounded great on that, and that sounded
Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, that sounded really awesome and very well written stuff. So, did you sing
Oh,
on that
thank
and
you.
everything? Like you did all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I sung. It's my arrangement on the tune. I played guitar as well.
Cool.
And then it's my buddy Evan Eklund was playing drums on that, who drums with Johnny Salvage.
Cool.
And my friend Quentin was playing bass on it, who he's the founding member of Prude Boys with his wife Caroline.
Sick. That's cool.
Yeah.
My boyfriend Dan Patterson filled in for John Salvage a lot on drums.
No way.
Yeah. And
Sweet.
I just know John through him, but good
Oh
dude.
yeah, Johnny's a great dude.
Yeah.
He lives on my block. He lives like a couple houses down.
Yeah, he was the first person I thought of when you said you lived on like that street. Like,
yeah.
it's like,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I see him walking his dog all the time.
It's a good dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, dude, thank you so much. Everyone go check out Connor Dodson and Quick Draw. They're coming out with some new
Facts.
music soon, and check out a bunch of other Connor's bands that he's in. And yeah, thank you so much, dude, for being on the stream. It was sick. Thanks for showing
Thank you
us a
so
dope
much
album.
for having me. This was awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thank you so much. And we will see you guys next week. Good luck with everything. Yeah. Yes.
All right, take care.
All right, see you later, dude.
For
All
sure.
right, bye.